And final week of the regular season broadcast of the NFL Summer League. It's officially rival week. It has arrived. We've seen some good games already. Some teams took home their division. And that means they get not only a guaranteed playoff spot, but home field advantage throughout the playoffs. We saw some teams clinch the number 1 seed, which gives them home field advantage throughout the playoffs, so meaning that even those guys will have home field advantage throughout the playoffs no matter what. However, the guys that just won their divisions, they'll have home field advantage up until they have to play that team who has the home field advantage. Then they'll obviously be on the road. But without further ado, let's get this Saturday night football broadcast underway. It's the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Seattle Seahawks. Desmond Ridder, last season with the Falcons, took them to a national championship and won them the national championship. However, since then he has decided that he wanted to go elsewhere, and he decided to go to Seattle this season. So without further ado, let's get this game underway. So 6-7 Seattle versus 6-7 San Francisco 49ers. A win tonight, it's not going to get them the division as we are underway, but it will keep hopes at a playoff berth alive, which we will set the playoffs as, wow, McLeod body slammed to the ground at his own 34, and that is where Brock Purdy and the San Francisco offense will take over 1st and 10. But anyways, these teams obviously trying to keep playoff hopes alive. 6-7, like we said, not the best record coming into the final week, but also, I mean, that's still a decent record. And even if they don't get into the playoffs, these teams might get a chance to play in a bowl game. As here's McCaffrey. Brings up 2nd and 2. Incomplete. Couldn't tell who it was intended for. And stopped. And it brings up 4th down. So this will force the 49ers to punt on their first possession. 49ers have beaten this team a lot. Seattle looking for their revenge. Will they get it? Also coming up next after this broadcast, immediately after the broadcast, we'll send you up to the Windy City as Craftsman Truck Series playoff racing from Chicagoland Speedway. It's the cutoff race for the round of 8. You will know your championship for after tonight. We already know one of the drivers in. That is Urbane. And also, technically, we know 2 because Stuart Friesen, as that's intercepted by Ward. But Stuart Friesen also clinched a spot in the championship for last week at the Roval. So that is coming up following our coverage of Saturday Night Football here. 49ers take the ball back. And incomplete, intended for George Kittle. Here's Purdy. Purdy fires to McCaffrey. He's got it. And he's into the end zone. And San Francisco strikes first here on this final week in the regular season. Nice catch and run by McCaffrey there for the touchdown. And an extra point away from going up 7-0, as that was a nice pass from Brock Purdy. Well, I tell you what, as we get ready for this PAT attempt, I enjoyed that doubleheader. I'm glad the league decided last minute to have a doubleheader Friday night football game. for the last week of the season because I enjoyed both those games. We watched the Bears finally beat the Green Bay Packers. They won that game with a not so great looking score, 10-0, but hey, a win's a win. Definitely keeps playoff hopes alive for the Bears. In fact, the NFC North, all those teams are in a good spot to get in. The Vikings, definitely going to need a win, though. They're going to have to beat the Lions tomorrow. Either way, if the Lions win or lose, they got the number 1 seed. They have the NFC North. They've clinched both. The Packers choked both of those away. Here's Ritter. Firing nice short passes. He's good on those short passes. He did a lot of those in the championship game last season. Ritter fires. He's intercepted again by the same guy again. Ward. And he's going to get into the end zone. It's going to be a pick 6. Charvarius Ward. Or however you pronounce his first name. How about that, though? Nice job by the 49ers defense and Ward in general. 2 interceptions. Both of them resulting in touchdowns. You know, Brock Purdy going out and throwing that one to Christian McCaffrey. And now he catches one and takes it to the house for 6. You can't beat it. So far, in primetime matchups this week, home teams are 2-0. The Ravens got the win against the Steelers last night on the second game of the Friday Night Football doubleheader, and the Bears got the dub on the first game of the doubleheader. Here's Moody to kick this away. It's Neal in the back of the end zone for a touchback by Dallas. And Desmond Ritter started off solid and 2 interceptions. I tell you what, though, shout out to the 49ers defense. We shouted them out before. I'm going to continue to shout them out because that's just, they're doing a really good job making sure that the Seahawks can't, do anything with the ball. Like right there, putting on the ball. Incomplete. Brings up 4th and 8. So Dixon on to punt. Oh, Seattle taking some notes from teams last night. They're going to try it, and it's no good. And the 49ers that is caught. Brandon Ayuk for the 49ers touchdown. It's going to be about if the Seahawks can come back. I mean, already down 3 touchdowns. And there's still plenty of time to go in the first. We just practically started the first. They're already down 3 touchdowns. Brock Purdy just wants to get this 49ers team a playoff berth, and more than likely probably going to need a bunch of teams to lose for it to happen, but if he at least gets them to a bowl game this season, which is one of the new things we're trying this season, for teams that have 6 wins or more, just like college, then I feel like he can contend to get them to the playoffs. Well, also, keep in mind, there's going to be, after probably about a month after the season concludes, we're going to have free agent signings, as that's almost intercepted again. We're going to have free agent signings. They're going to try picking up free agents. And then they're going to, and then obviously do trades and stuff like that. So trades and free agent signings, that's pretty much like the draft for this league, because you can't actually do a draft. I think that'd be cool if you could do something like that for Play Now. Have like the next players, but that is incomplete. And after seeing that failed attempt last time and it work against him, I think Dixon's like, I'm just going to boot this one downfield, and that's exactly what he does. So can the Seahawks get a stop? We've seen one blowout so far here in Week 14. That was in the Commanders game. This is fixing to be a blowout too if the Seahawks can't get it going. The Seahawks have been playoff teams before, but always been first-round exits. Yeah, it's incomplete. Great defense there by Diggs. Incomplete. Going to CMC. It's intercepted. And finally, something goes the Seahawks' way. Exactly what these Seahawks fans wanted to see. Also, keep in mind, there's only so many bowl games. So even if you do get 6 wins, you're definitely not guaranteed one of those. So any wins help. You could finish the season 6-8 and still make a bowl game, still qualify for the playoffs. Right now, the Giants, they have a better chance at maybe a bowl game than they do the playoffs, but it's kind of crazy that they're 3-11 and still have a chance to qualify for that because they're second in the division right now. And if there's not enough teams with good enough records, they could end up in a bowl game at 3-11. And Seattle has to punt again, though. Well, it's going to be a busy weekend next weekend, because the bowl games start as Dixon is the hero there, bringing McLeod down at midfield. That's where Brock Purdy and this offense will take over. So next weekend's going to be busy, because guess what? We got baseball starting. We got the bowl games, and we have championship weekend for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series and NASCAR Xfinity Series. Also, the network wants you to know that NASCAR Xfinity Series racing, originally scheduled for tonight, will be delayed to 1 hour after tomorrow's Cup race at Chicagoland, as Kittle makes the grab for the touchdown. But that is some important information they wanted us to tell you. So if you're looking forward to Xfinity Series race, not happening until tomorrow, but you still get a race to watch because the Truck Series is on tonight, and it's now 28-0, and we're getting ready to end the first quarter of play. I think if I'm Seattle now, clearly throwing the ball is not working, I'm going to start running the ball. Also, fun fact, the Commanders were the only good team in the NFC East this entire season. And the Rams are the only decent team, or the only outstanding team, as that's caught somehow by G.J. Metcalf. But the Rams are somehow the only outstanding team here in the NFC West. The Cardinals, decent, not really great, but they have a better shot at the playoffs than these two teams do. As Ritter takes it himself with his legs and runs out of bounds. But like we said, unless if the Seahawks lose, they're definitely out of it, out of the playoffs. But if the 49ers win, or even Seattle wins, then they're gonna, as Metcalf made that catch, that was a nice catch actually, to the 42. But whoever wins this game, they're probably gonna need some teams to lose. As here's Kenneth Walker, 2nd and inches. Noah Fant makes the catch for the first down, and knock on wood, it seems like Seattle is moving the ball. Down 4 touchdowns, though. And I guess if you're going to go down 4 touchdowns, it better be now in the game. Early, with still plenty of time to come back, I think get a touchdown this quarter. Try to get one in the second, 1 or 2 in the second. And then you could try for a tie, at least a tie, in regulation. And then, as Noah Fant dropped it there, and then you can try to go for the win. If you can't, and you end up tying and going to overtime, then it happens. But your goal, what is up, Dark? It's been a minute, man. How have you been doing? As that is caught at the 5-yard line. Here we go, back. Walker, end zone, touchdown, Seattle. And it's still early, so you hear the Seattle cheers. Their team finally punched it into the end zone. Cool. Happy for you, man. You deserve it. Everybody does. They work hard for it. Well, they only do if they work hard for it, and I believe you worked hard for it, so that's awesome. Hoping to get something like that someday, but you know what? Keeping up the grind is the only way to do it. As here's McLeod on the return. And he returns that to his own 33. It'll have to be, I have something going on after this stream. It'll be another stream, so after that one we can. Here's Purdy. Would have been a great pass if it would have been caught, but instead he throws it out of bounds. So Seattle managed to get a stop and cut into that lead. Still down 3 touchdowns here, but look at that. Throwing under pressure, and how about that? Incomplete. Adams with the breakup, and now Seattle has stepped up their game. Can they keep stepping up their game? That's the question. You're down 28-7, early. It's still early, but can you keep stepping up your game? Yes, you can when you get an interception. Diggs with his second of the game. Doesn't go for a pick six like Ward, but that's okay. The Seattle fans love it. Ritter going incomplete, intended for Metcalf. Ward there, he's making his defensive plays. He's been probably the best defensive player for the 49ers this whole game so far. Ritter incomplete, and what was that, Madden? Come on.
Here we go.
3rd and 10. Ritter using his legs and gets tackled inside the 15. And that ends the first quarter of play. So after one, it's 28-7, 49ers on top. If you're a 49ers fan, you're definitely loving this game right now. And if you're a Seattle fan, hang in there because now you're about to hopefully cut into the lead some more.
Let's go now.
And hit as he throws it, brings up 2nd and 10. So even if you're Seattle here and you get to 4th down, you can still kick a field goal because it's early. Kick a field goal. You know, don't risk anything. Don't be trying to go for it, you know, this close like other teams were. You know, just take the field goal, take the 3 points, you know, and cut into the lead some more. Problem with taking the field goal is either you're going to have to score 3 straight touchdowns after it, as it's 4th and 14. But either you're going to have to score 3 straight touchdowns after it to take the lead and go for the win, or you're going to have to score another field goal and 2 touchdowns and a 2-point conversion to tie the game. And they do take the field goal. That was a smart choice there. And they get that score with 9 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the second quarter. I'm telling you what, if somehow the Seahawks pull off this comeback, Matt Ryan can finally forget about 28-3 because everyone's going to be talking about 28-0. Incomplete. The Seattle defense is there. They've stepped up their game a lot. Here's Purdy firing over the middle and threw that right to Bobby Wagner. Trying to do a short pass. I'm not sure who it was intended for, but clearly it was Bobby Wagner that it was intended for. Here's Desmond. And you got to get there, Noah Fant. That would have been a great play if he would have got there.
Let's go.
Instead, brings up 2nd and 10. You do not want to have to take another field goal. And that play didn't work again. They tried the same thing, and doesn't look like Noah's able to get there.
Ready up.
Kenneth Walker fighting for it. 4th and 1. I would go for it here. No need to take the field goal.
Ready.
Even if you don't get this, it's still early. You can still
Ready.
potentially get a comeback here, but Kenneth Walker didn't get it. And it's now 1st and 10, 49ers. That is caught by George Kittle. Gain of 6. So it brings up 2nd and 4. Purdy. Looking. Purdy just throws it away. Got out of the pocket. We've seen a couple intentional groundings. And that's because the quarterback was still in the pocket when he threw it away. That's batted away and incomplete. 4th and 4. And now the Seahawks are going to get it right back.
Ready.
All right, here's Ritter. Flips it to Kenneth Walker, who fights for it, gets a gain of 3.
Got it.
And has to throw this one away. He's about to get hit. He was about to get hit as he threw it. Brings up 3rd and 7 for Seattle now. Looking for the tight end. He could not get it. Now here's where I would try to fake it. And they do. And they get it. This time they do get it. That was a smart choice to fake it here. Why, you may ask? Because it still gives you plenty of time to at least score again, regardless if you have to rely on a field goal or not. You don't want to give San Francisco a chance to either A, turn that into a touchdown because you failed it, or B, run out the clock and give you no time to try to get another score before half here. Ritter looking. And almost threw a pick, almost gave it right back to San Francisco.
On the set.
Seattle looking for another touchdown. Walker runs away inside the 10. 1st and goal. I'm telling you what, after a run like that, I'm handing it right back to him. And hopefully the offensive line blocks. Sure, yeah, if you want to start a party, you could be the advertisement break. I need to start having those. Those would actually be helpful during other streams, too. Walker fighting for it, can't get it that time. Seattle uses the first of their timeouts. Probably not very likely going to run the play that was called. That's probably why. They're in the red zone. Even if you don't get it here, I'm definitely going for it again. I'm not taking a field goal here when I'm this close to the goal line. Kenneth gets in. Touchdown. It's the 2nd touchdown. It is the 2nd touchdown of the night for Seattle. And look at that. Nice run by Kenneth Walker. Great blocking by the offensive line. They last had the ball with Well, at one point in this game, they had the ball at 9:20 to go. And now they get a touchdown with 4:30 to go until halftime. So, smart there. And it is up and good, 28-17. Man, can they do it? Can Seattle force San Francisco to go to a bowl game if they don't qualify for the playoffs still? McLeod trying to fight defenders off and instead driven to the turf. Brings up 1st and 10 from their own 26. That is where Purdy and the Niners take over. Purdy fires, passes, incomplete. He got shoved out of bounds right as he was about to catch it. Still caught it, but out of bounds. That pass is caught. Brandon Ayuk driven to the turf. Purdy fires. Quick pass to George Kittle. Brings up 4th and 2. And kind of just a relaxed drive there. They are still ahead by 2 touchdowns. So even if something doesn't go right here, and they give up another one, they're still up by 1 going into the break. How about Ritter and the Seahawks? He goes from the south out to the west to join another bird team from a bird team. And so far on the bird teams, he's been cooking in this summer league. It's going to be a long off season before we get 2025 underway, because obviously that starts in 2025. But regular season play will now start in March next season, and preseason starts in February as there's a flag on the play. The first penalty of Week 14, fun fact. And it's defensive PI with 2:07 to go in the second. So that's going to change everything. It's an automatic first down at the spot of the foul, which was the opponent 21. And that is where Seattle is now 1st and 10 at, going for the end zone. He got in, touchdown. Jake Bobo put Seattle down by just 1 score here at the 2-minute warning. Oh no! 1 second to go until the 2-minute warning. Here is the extra point attempt. It is no good. He missed it. And this is a scoop and score the other direction. And that is 2 points for San Francisco. It's Gaming Jeff 2022. So it's 2 points for San Francisco. So that's what happens when it's a blocked extra point attempt. Is if the defense blocks, or the special teams defense blocks it and returns it to their end zone, it's 2 points for them. Nice job by there to block it and then scoop and score it. And Seattle still doesn't have to worry because they're just down 7. It would have been a 4-point game there. Instead, now it's a 7-point game. Fair caught in the end zone, so brings it out to the 25. And more than likely, San Francisco just going to send this to halftime, as this will bring us to the 2-minute warning. And with a minute 57 to go, we have reached the 2-minute warning here, so back in 10 seconds. Welcome back to Saturday Night Football here on FoxTube TV. Christian McCaffrey actually got hurt as we went to break. It's 30-23. San Francisco out front, they were ahead 28-0 at one point in this game, and now they are getting ran all over. Okay, hang on a sec. It's a bruised shoulder for McCaffrey, so he'll be able to come back in. I'll do that at the halftime break. And gets it to the 34. Okay, so San Francisco might be able to get another field goal, or get a field goal and be up 10 heading into the break. And Purdy gets sacked back at the 39. Reed got him. And that brings us to halftime, 30-23. The score at half. We will be back with the halftime reports. Just a second, everybody. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we took care of that. I sent you a party invite also. Let's go over um let's go over the scores from the other games and currently the conference standings. Will tell you who won their divisions, who is guaranteed a playoff spot, who definitely gonna be in the playoffs or most likely a bowl game. And then we'll get you back for the second half. So last night we had two Friday night football doubleheaders, the Bears and Pack, and then the Ravens and Steelers. The Bears were victorious against the Packers at home. 10-0 was the final score. Neither one of those guys won their divisions. However, they are fighting for playoff spots. Both of them. Hang on one sec. I just sent one to your Dark 1021G account. Okay, back to... Also, check and make sure you don't have me blocked, because I did try looking up that other one, and it said no results found, and I checked to see if I had you blocked, and you weren't on the list. Okay, continuing on, Ravens and Steelers, the battle for the AFC North, and it ends 35-29 in double overtime. The Ravens get it done at home, but the Steelers win the AFC North, so they are headed to the playoffs. The Ravens definitely playoffs. Okay, earlier today, the Giants played the Eagles. That's an NFC East rivalry like no other. The Eagles were 1-12 entering that game, looking for their second win of the season. The Giants were 2-11 entering that game, looking for their third of the season. And the Giants come out victorious. They win 30-3 over the Eagles. Colts definitely in the playoffs against the Pats. Patriots. Patriots were up 22-20. And they intercepted the Colts. However, what happened then is there was 2 minutes left in regulation. The Patriots fumbled. The Colts go on and kick the game-winning field goal to win 23-22. The Commanders and Cowboys, another NFC East rivalry earlier today. The Commanders blew out the Cowboys 67-7. Commanders hoping to hold on for a playoff spot at 8-6. We'll have to see. Cowboys 1-13, just like the Eagles on the year. Buccaneers get a big win against their NFC South rival, the Saints. 39-10 was the final. Buccaneers hoping for a playoff berth at 7-7. Saints hoping to hold on just like the Commanders at 8-6. Falcons, Panthers, just before this game, the battle for the NFC South. Or not the NFC South. We got one of them wrong. Yep, it was the NFC South. Okay. The battle for the division in the NFC South. Both teams 9-4 entering that game. Both teams are guaranteed a playoff spot. Anyways, both teams are guaranteed a playoff spot. Falcons win, and they win the NFC South. And now it is 30-23 in our game, and we're going to get the third quarter underway. I'll have you do like breaks after scores and stuff. What's up? Here's the return. Seattle trying to come back. Here's Dallas, and returns it to the 18. So Seattle's going to try to drive the field and score to tie the game up. That is caught at the 22, gain of 4 on the play. 2nd and 6. I have another stream after this if you want to do breaks for that too. That's intercepted, but out of bounds, and it brings up 3rd and 6. So the Seahawks keep the ball, but 3rd and 6. They were doing good in that second quarter. Okay. Here is Walker. And stopped. Now, do you go for it down 7? Or do you punt it? It's kind of hard, but it looks like they are going to go for it. Oh, it's a fumble. And that's going to be a turnover on downs. Nick Bosa fell on it. First and 10, 49ers. Knocked away. Intended for Brandon Ayuk in the end zone. Brings up 2nd and 10. Purdy fires incomplete. Intended for George Kittle. So the defense is still there. We got to get Seattle's offense fired back up. And Ayuk makes the grab for the touchdown. So 49ers get their first touchdown since the first quarter. Seattle decides to burn. Okay. Seattle burns a timeout, and it looks like San Francisco is going to try to use this to their advantage. Do I have to choose between the two? I like PC games. Mobile games are fun, but PC games are where it's at. So the 2-point conversion is good. 38-23 now. Here's the return. Out to his own 19. That is incomplete, intended for Tyler Lockett. Here's Ritter. 2nd and 10, almost throwing an interception. Seattle's starting to fall off again, but in that second quarter, they did go off. As there's a nice catch by DK Metcalf, breaking tackles left to right inside the 40 in enemy territory. Gain of 5 on that rush brings up 2nd and 5. from the opponent 34-yard line. Nice tackling by Fred Warner there to make it 3rd and 4. So a gain of just a yard that time. And that time Desmond Ridder got sacked. And Seattle burns another timeout. So the rule is you want to save at least one timeout in the situation where you have a chance to come back. Now San Francisco is burning a timeout. But you want to save a timeout in the situation where you get a chance to come back and your chances of doing it are great, like 1,000%. Here's Myers on. Oh, they fake it. That is incomplete. Brandon Ayuk picking up the first down. Defense has got to start stepping it up again. Firing incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10. If you're a Seahawks fan, you went from the excitement to cringe. And 3rd and 6 now for San Francisco. And Brock Purdy is sacked. Brings up 4th and 18. Wichnowski on the punt. Oh, they're going to fake it themselves. And he's hit. It's a fumble. It is a fumble, and it's a scoop and score for the Seattle Seahawks. What? Yeah. What'd you do, my guy? Just for riding the four-wheeler? Oh, you were doing some stuff you shouldn't have been on the four-wheeler. Oh. Honestly, I could understand that if it was like nighttime outside and it was like really late, like maybe 10 o'clock or later, but like during the day, I feel like if you're not bothering anybody, it shouldn't be a big deal. And I don't think people should let it bother them as much, but that's just my opinion. Here's Purdy. Yeah. So under 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Seahawks down 38-29. They were unable to get that two-point conversion. That's intercepted. Woolen, and he should have a pick six here, and he does. So depending on what happens here, Seattle will be down 3. Oh, Noah Fant, end zone, 2-point conversion's good. And now Seattle finds themselves down just 1 point with 4:11 to go in the third. Like I said, 28-3 might be forgotten. Also, just in case... What are you getting ready to say? Yeah. Well, honestly, I'd have to think about it because not too many people have been showing up anyway, so we haven't done an RP in like almost 2 months. Here's Purdy to Jawan Jennings. So, I don't care if I have to. Me and you can just, if we need to. Purdy firing for Hughes Jack. Incomplete. No worries, man. I don't hold grudges. Happens. That's what. That's what. That's sometimes what happens with friends, you know. Friends get on each other's nerves, and then they make up at the end of the day. That's usually what they do. Yeah. Yeah. I'm on summer vacation now. I might be at home, or not might be. I'm going to be at home next year because I'm gonna have to go to a community college for a year before I can go back to where I was. Ridge, or however you pronounce his last name, catches that at the 5. He does the fair catch signal, so that is where Seattle takes over 1st and 10. They got a long way to go to try to get this field goal, or at least another touchdown. Ritter throws out of the sack, incomplete. I was considering it till I found out the amount of stuff that needs to be done, and I don't know if I could handle it. Oh, Fred Warner interception! Purdy fires. He throws an interception. Three minutes even to go in the third, and nobody wants to lose this game. Interceptions left to right. You know that if you lose this game, you're probably going to be out of the playoffs. A tie could even happen as well, and they could potentially still get a playoff spot. But these teams are playing like they don't want that. They want to play until somebody can't keep up with it no more. Hey, man, you're famous now. Intercepted again by the Niners. Hey, I wish I had sponsorships when I had 3 followers. Purdy fires to the end zone, almost intercepted again. Purdy to the right side of the field, caught by McLeod Jr. 3rd down and 2. Oh, a little shoving after that, too. For my YouTube or Twitch? FoxTube TV. The F and the 2 T's are capital, and it's Fox_Tube_TV. Purdy looking, fires, pass intercepted. Witherspoon. We are getting ready to enter the 4th and final quarter, and no team can get past this point. Ritter throws incomplete. Gain of 1 yard. Third and 9. Fumble, ball is out. And as time expires, and we head to the 4th and final quarter, with 38-37 the score, it is crunch time. These teams are going to start having to play a lot more aggressively than what they are. Incomplete for Seattle. And it's 1st and 10. 49ers at the opponent 27. Excellent field position. Okay. Purdy going to the end zone. Throws another pick. What is this game? I don't know if the quarterbacks are just making bad reads because they're nervous or what, but another pick by Brock Purdy. Trying to throw away, he throws it to Fred Warner. The refs are staying out of the way of this one. Going to the right side of the field, he's got McLeod Jr. He's going to get a 1st down, 1st and goal. Purdy's going to get sacked. Brings up 2nd and goal. Purdy. Looking, going to use his legs. He's going to get stopped. Brings up 3rd and goal. Back to the opponent 5. Man, this game is getting intense. Purdy looking, fires, hit as he throws it incomplete. They're going to try to make it a 4-point game. Oh, it's a fake. Moody's going to try to run it himself. And he gets stopped. Hey, I don't blame Moody for trying to run it himself. He could have threw it there. That guy was open, but knowing that plays like that always can't be made, it's not guaranteed, you know, feeling confident, you got to take the risk. I respect him for taking the risk. I would hope that in the future, when he gets that opportunity, he just throws it to the plate. That's intercepted! That is intercepted somehow by Oliver. This game might end 38-37. Purdy trying to escape. He fumbles the ball. It's picked up. Clark Sr., what is going on here with these quarterbacks? Kyle Shanahan shaking his head and says he's ready to send in Sam Darnold. See if Sam does a little better out there. But you also don't want to hand Seattle this game either, because you both right now have a shot to go to the playoffs still. Until somebody loses this game. All Seattle needs to do is get this into field goal range, and they can kick a game-winning field goal. As long as they can run the clock down. If you run the clock down, you could kick a game-winning field goal. You do not need a touchdown here. Ritter runs himself. Picks up 3 yards on the play. Brings up 2nd and 7. Hands it off to Dallas. And he gets the first down. This is the Seattle we wanted to start seeing again. It's intercepted! It is intercepted! Oh, it's fumbled! It is fumbled on the recovery! It is fumbled on the recovery, and Seattle takes it over in enemy territory already. That is insane. He intercepts it, returns it, tries to hurdle, and it's knocked out of his hands into the other. Like, look at this. Look at that. Right into the other hands of the lineman. Kyle Shanahan is frustrated right now, and he has every right to be. Kenneth Walker with a first down. This could be it. You potentially just handed the Seahawks this game. And potentially their first playoff berth since 2021. Now, we say San Francisco technically would be out of the playoffs if they lose this game. However, they could still get in with a loss. It's just going to have to play out in a lot of ways for them. Which Tuesday night, stay tuned for after the Tuesday night football game to wrap up the final week of the regular season, because we will tell you who's in the bowl games and who is in the playoffs. Going for Disley, knocked away. All right, no funny business here. At this point, you know, if you're San Francisco, you're hoping to get down and score, right? You can beat them with a field goal. But if you can't, there is a way you can tie this game up. And it would require you having to sack the Seattle Seahawks quarterback, Desmond Ridder, in his own end zone. Although, So 3:32 to go in regulation. Seattle up 40-38 now. After a wild return there, and McLeod tries to hurdle, does it too early. And McCaffrey attempts to hurdle and is brought to the ground. Third and 5. Incomplete again on 3rd and 5, and with this much time left in the game, you have to go for it. You cannot afford to not go for it. Purdy airing one out deep downfield for Kittle. It's knocked away. Flag on the play. Gets rid of the ball. It's caught by Metcalf at or around the 5. We'll see what the penalty's on. Offsides on the defense. And they're going to decline that because they want that on the opponent 5. That is deflected and caught. Tyler Lockett gets his first touchdown of the night. Insane catch by Tyler Lockett. Incomplete. And now San Francisco has to get a touchdown and 2-point conversion. 2 minutes and 2 seconds to do it. Oh, fumble! Seattle has it! Second and 8 at the opponent's 16. Now 3rd and 7. That is intercepted. This game's going to come down to the final whistle, I have a feeling. But Purdy and the 49ers offense needs a touchdown and 2-point conversion, and they need it now. And it's intercepted! Yeah. What's the best part about it? Nice. 57 seconds to go. And Seattle just intercepted San Francisco again. Tyler Lockett going for it, can't get it, incomplete. San Francisco was up 28-0. And now finds themselves trailing 38-46. They need stops. And they need them now. Seattle is looking to cruise to a playoff berth. Assuming they don't end up in a bowl game. Kenneth Walker, he's in for the touchdown. That seals it. This game is over. And that is caught by Metcalf. And it's now 54-38. Matt Ryan, you can finally rest, man. You will never hear 28-3 again because everyone will be talking about 28-0. McLeod trying to spin out of the tackle. And it's incomplete. Now, if you're San Francisco, you got to get a touchdown. And then you got to try an onside kick, and then you got to try to get a touchdown and 2-point conversion. Can they do it? Purdy, Aaron one deep for McLeod. It's intercepted. Yeah. Really? I haven't been on it recently because, like I said, no one's been showing up. It is a fumble. And as time expires, San Francisco gets a touchdown, but it is too late. (54-44) the final. Technically, the game would end in real life, so this will not count. And for San Francisco, a disappointing 6-8 season. The Seahawks, a 7-7 season. They finished the season at 500. All right, so from here we go into Craftsman Truck Series action from Chicagoland. We'll see you in that next stream. Until then, so long. 54-44, Seattle dominates. Comes back down 28-0 to defeat the 49ers.